We have another chicken update for you here. So, after the wicked winds we received, up to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, we have to repair our outside of our coops here. As you could see, the west side of, or the east side, I'm sorry, of this chicken coop got completely destroyed because of the west winds that we were receiving. So I need to fix this today. The temperatures are finally above 20 degrees, so it's not terrible outside. But these chickens have been pretty much confined inside here for a while because of the wicked winds. And it sent wicked winds to the west, actually. And this really did a good job at protecting them, which I was impressed with, because they were able to kind of go around their little shelter here and be wind free essentially until the wind blew so strong that it ripped this plastic, which takes a lot, honestly. So what I did today, I just gave them some food. I put some Recover 911 in their water along with some Vet RX here, and we've got a nice dry coop. We'll see if anybody's in here. We've got one Bar Rock. I don't know if we have anybody else in there. The Sarama might be in here. She's gone broody. Look at her, how cute she is. This is the cutest little bird on planet Earth. But watch when you stick your finger. She pecks at you with her little beak. Yep, there she goes. So she's sitting on, honestly, she's sitting on the wooden eggs that we have because she wants to feel like she's laying an egg. And I did spread some of the remainder of the straw that we had, and they seem to like that. This is kind of the first day they've been able to venture outside in a while, which is really good for them that they're able to do that. They like this added on area when we built that, but of course now the ground is basically froze, so they're not able to scratch as much as they're used to. But you could see we've got some repairs that need to be made here, and hopefully they start to kind of forage around here. We have some warm days coming up, upper 30s, maybe even lower 40s coming up here for December, so that's not bad. And that will allow them to forage around and have a little bit of fun. But the rest of the flock is out and about here. We've got 2 birds in there, and we should have 9 birds kind of roaming around. I think the Phoenix is behind there. Right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the Phoenix should be behind the shack there. But we got Mr. Rooster, and our 3 Polishes have really grown into the flock well. Of course, we did lose a Plymouth Rock, but they have since recovered, and the 2 Silkies have been doing awesome. Really, really fantastic, actually. So, Mr. Rooster is standing guard here. Are you being a rooster? You could see he did possibly get some windburn or frostbite, something of the nature. And what I need to focus on the next few days is getting the roosters in here all put back together, because you could see they're exposed to the wind, and that's just not good for them. But everybody's been pretty hardy. I have to say the Silkies are part of the hardiest birds. The birds that like to stay inside the most are the Plymouth Rocks. They are hardy. They don't seem to like it outside as much, probably because they're getting over a serious respiratory illness. But everybody's huddling around here eating stuff. We got Onyx eating some chicken scratch that I threw out, and I want to call him Tom, but his name is Elvis, the gray Silkie. He's actually a rooster too. Occasionally on a blue moon you'll hear him crow, but he really doesn't do that much crowing, to be honest. Onyx kind of rules this place, honestly. She's a spunky little Silkie, a frizzle Silkie actually, and she kind of rules this whole place. But we're finally getting eggs again. This is the first morning where I haven't had an egg now in the last week, but I'm getting around at least an egg a day, which out of 9 hens is pretty good, honestly. And of course we got the 2 roosters in here. 2 roosters, honestly, is quite amazing in the same coop. But this rooster, the Silkie rooster, is so tame and timid that Mr. Rooster there, Foghorn Leghorn, he does not give a crab. Yep, there's the phoenix. She's been the primary layer, I think, and the Polish hens have been layers as well. The sick birds, the rocks, they probably won't lay here for a little bit, but the Serama has been laying too. As you can see, she's broody, so she's sitting on she's just sitting on eggs right now, and they're not going to hatch because they're wooden eggs. But everybody's getting along in this cold weather. See, last winter we never had weather this cold, honestly, in Wisconsin, and this is more like a normal winter here where we actually get some cold weather. But with the wind chills, there were nights a couple days ago where it was down to 10 to 20 below zero, and I was, quite frankly, very worried for these chickens, the roosters on this side and the hens on this side. But everybody pulled through. Everybody, you know, those who like to stay in the warmth, stay in the warmth. Those who don't, they'll come outside. But at night, of course, everybody likes to go into the chicken coop. But I think we got the right amount of birds in here right now. As I'll go inside and show you, I do have 11 more chicks, but I'm assuming that half of those are going to be males and then half of them are going to be females. So once they grow up, we'll be able to split the herd up a little bit here and put that new coop right in that area there. So we'll have more room for more chickens, because this is a pretty large chicken enclosure. And in the summer, when I'm here all the time at my golf course, I'm just going to let them kind of roam free, because I'm always out and about here around the shop. So everybody's getting along well here after the trial period. You know, that first little bit when we introduced all these different birds, it was scary, and because of it we lost a bird, and I'll never be the same after that. You know, you always hate to lose an animal, but we lost an animal and it sucked. So right now I've learned that you have to be very careful when you're introducing new birds. And of course, we've quarantined the chicks. They're not old enough to come in here yet, but when we do put them in, they'll be quarantined, and hopefully nobody's going to have any diseases to share, which is a good thing. But oh my gosh, look at Onyx. She is the cutest little bird ever, I swear to God. But you know, I've been reading a lot of forums too about heat, whether you should add heat or not. And after my experiences here, maybe a midwinter update I'll do about the heat. You know, I believe in providing heat for your animals in the wintertime, and that's just me. And it seems like everybody on the forums online or on the Facebook forums, it's about a 50-50 split. I believe in providing these animals heat, and those who say they won't get used to the cold, or they will get used to the cold over time. Yeah, they probably will acclimate to it, but at the same time, they're birds, and ultimately they're our pets. So we need to provide them with heat, I think. I mean, they're animals. They live and breathe just like we do. So I think we need to provide them with heat, and that's what I've done with that big shed, or that big enclosure there. I have 2 heating pads for them to lay on, and each one of the laying areas there. And then I've also got 2 heat lamps in there. So those who want to stay warm can stay warm, and those who want to come out can come out. And that's what I did with the roosters too. And the roosters are pretty lively earlier in the morning like this. And then as the afternoon goes on, or if it's really windy, they will just head right back in. And they've actually got a pretty sweet setup that if I was a rooster, if I was a bachelor rooster, I would be pretty jealous of that. As you can see, that back plastic blew off in the wind, so I need to fix that. I also need to put plastic up here on the sides as well to kind of block out some of that wind, because it just, you know, it affects it so much. But this is what we've done just for the last few days. Now you can see here, what's great is that I've got a light that shines into their roosting spot at night, which is already physically warmer. I've got their water there, which provides a little bit of heat down at the bottom, and then you've got an area here which stays pretty warm, and then you've also got this excellent area underneath here where you can see they've been taking dirt baths and digging about, because the ground is warm. It's pretty warm, honestly. So they're enjoying it, they're liking it. I think they pretty much made this place their own home, and they seem to really enjoy it. Now I may have to, they've been digging so much that they've been pushing this out a little bit, which is insane. I'm going to have to find another nail, because you can see there they've been pushing out so much dirt, but that's okay. It is what it is. Once I get the plastic on here, it won't matter. But you've got your area for food here, which is great, and they seem to keep eating that when they need to, and it looks like I need to clean that out a little bit. But this whole area in here is honestly very, very warm compared to outside, thanks to the light below kind of shining and warming the bottom and the light shining in. So these guys have no issues here with warmth or with the cold cutting in on them. So the roosters, honestly, they haven't made because they're completely out of the wind where they're at. Now, they only get cold because they're stubborn, and they have a little bit of frostbite on them because they're stubborn and they like to stay outside. That's the difference between roosters and hens. Roosters are stubborn. Hens, they're not afraid to go back inside and stay cool, but even this brisk wind here is enough to cause some issues. But it seems like most of the wind we've been having this year has been out of the west-northwest. So it seems like these guys in here are pretty protected. Of course, the higher up you go, the better it is. We've got little Plymouth Rock up there. And it seems like the higher up you go, the better it is. But once everybody gets in here, then it's pretty warm as well. And back here it's warm too because of the heating pads have been warming pretty much everything up. I have the heating pads underneath there on high, and that really doesn't seem to cause an issue at all. Honestly, the bottom of this is pretty warm as well, and you can see where the birds have been picking. But we're gonna go in right now and take a look at the chicks, because everybody is, as I say, chickening out here and enjoying life. You can see they always love to go over to that corner because that seems to be the place with the most blockage of wind because of the shelter here. And they're chickening. They're enjoying life, and oh my gosh, they're pretty funny to watch, I do have to say. But they're having fun. They're getting along. And we're gonna go and check on the chicks here next. I'm impressed with this shelter and how it's been able to hold up so far, and how big this actual shelter is. You know, at some point I'd like to let this whole area open up and let everybody free range, but with the roosters there, I just don't think that's going to happen. So like I said, I've got 11 silky chicks, and they are anywhere from 3 weeks old to 5 weeks old, I believe. They're all around the same age, maybe 4 to 5 weeks here. They're actually getting a little bit older. You can hear them. Oh, that's why you can hear one. One jumped out. So we got most of them in here. They're all laying down. There should be 10 of them in there, but we've got little Silky here who just decided to flew the coop. And he or she can be pretty hard to catch. Now, again, now she or he doesn't want to leave, but we've got 11 in here. And as you can see, I've got my thermometer. It's about 90 to 95 in here right now. I've got the heat on, and then I've got the heating lamp on. So I change these boxes out every probably 6 days. And let me tell you, it gets stinky. It gets really stinky. But we've got water for them in here, which they tend to like to fill up with their bedding. But we've got water in here for them. We've got food. And I do have a bigger coop coming, which I'll do a review of when I get it. For them, I'll just put them inside of the shop someplace with the heating lamp once they get a little bit bigger. But these are actually growing. We got these a week ago, and they're growing quite a bit. Now, of course, Silkies are tough to tell between male and female. So I'm not going to know maybe until the middle of summer or even after. So we got 11 so far. We're going to see what happens here and let them grow. But everybody's growing pretty well. They're all huddling in. They do get afraid of me once in a while, but aren't they just the cutest little critters? I mean, they are just beautiful birds. Oh my gosh. They are just gorgeous little birds. They eat a lot. They drink a lot. They like to huddle in. And they're all doing really well. So these are going to be a little bit of a combination of every color, I think, besides white. We're going to have chocolate, maybe a blue, definitely a lot of black in here too. I would say probably not buff colored either, but we'll have a lot of fluffy little silkies here that are eventually going to grow up to be a little bit bigger, and I can't wait to see them here. So with that being said, guys, that's about it for the update, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.